Shalom, shalom, brothers. This brother Kamal Mahar here, back at it again. First thing first, I'm going to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders on this true phone from GMS. Blessing to the Akimadar preaching his word with heart to sincerity. Blessing to 144,000, 1/3 entirely. The first fruits, kingdom of heaven, house of David, Yahawah. And shalom to you brothers out there speaking in different tongues and looking in different nations. Shalom to you brothers. So, hey brothers, just got a little bit off the, plantation or whatever. Pretty much dry for myself for right now. Through the spirit, I wanted to put this video up on the fact that, the Lord has brought together, man, the house of David, man. And, and the house that we're on through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, through Yahawashi, man, where our house is built on a rock, man. It's something really solid, and so having Yahawashi, man, we're not going to be able to fall. We're like those, the three little pigs, you know what I mean? Well, I'm going to call it three little lambs. I don't want to say the pigs, but vainly speaking, as far as the story goes, remember how the werewolf would, brothers know the story. The first blew down the hay, then the sticks, and then the brick one was pretty much solid where the werewolf couldn't get in, and spiritually, that'll be the house of David, man, through Yahawashi, from Yahawah. And in this house that we're in, man, with these scriptures and the knowledge and the wisdom and being in the brotherhood, we're really, our house is that brick house, man. Yahawashi is that chief cornerstone, which, or AKA what you would say, he's the shepherd, if that will. He's the shepherd to the flock. And through Yahawashi, man, our house is pretty solid. It's definitely when you under the spirit and power of Yahawashi and the true doctrine and following the ways of coming back, man, you can't go wrong. The scriptures does say that if you do these things, you shall not fall, pursuant to what is that? 2 Peter, I believe. I just came to mind. 2 Peter 1, I believe. Yeah, 1-10. It says, "Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall." Right. And so when you follow in the ways of Yahawashi, man, you putting your hope and your faith in Yahawashi, that's likened into a house that's solid, man. It's likened into a really safe tabernacle, if you will, and you're not going to fall by doing the things to please the Heavenly Father and the Son. You're going to always have yourself we are in straits, like we're in a place of difficulty, just being in this flesh, and also doing and living in a society we in is wicked kingdom of Esau. But hey, in the end all be all, Lord willing, I could be a part of that number. And you sincere brothers that you making your calling election sure, diligent. You're diligent to make your calling election sure, so you could be able to, next verse. It says, "For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of the Lord Yahawashi." And right now we're spiritually, by following the ways and this true doctrine of Yahawashi of GMS, from Apostle Tahar on down. You're housing your spirit in a solid situation. You know what? And then eventually in the physical, when the kingdom of heaven come, you get beamed up and get those new bodies. Your tabernacle will be, manifested into a solid. Remember in Matthew 6, it says to lay up yourselves treasures up in heaven, because where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves cannot steal. So that's a pretty solid situation to be in, let alone the kingdom of heaven is going to be open continually, because it's like one of them things where I wish somebody would try you. Our backbone is Yahawashi, so we're on a solid platform that cannot be taken down. But anything else in this world, different doctrines, different religions, which we're not a religion, but be getting into religions and the holidays and these different situations, is pretty much your house is built on sand, which can pretty much be broken down very, very easily. What's this? Ephesians 2 and about 16? It says, let's see. No, Ephesians 2, I'm going to start at I started 19. It says, now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the house of the Most High. And the saints are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians that are Israelites of the elect of the nation of Israel. And it says, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahawashi the Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone. You see that? So if your foundations are of the apostles and the prophets, and then the chief and your chief is Yahawashi, well, you in good hands, man. You definitely good hands, man. That's a solid foundation right there. You know what I mean? That's something that's solid. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you standing on something solid, you're not gonna fall. But you stand on something flimsy like an eggshell or sand, paper, things of that nature, you know, that's not what you will call a really good investment. You know, that investment is for sure will crumble and fall. Its stocks is going to go down. But when you want a foundation of Yahawashi, that foundation is solid and built on a rock, or that brick house, if you will, you know. And hey, you know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing to be in this truth, man, because it gives you a sense of confidence, standing on the house, being in the crib on a rock, or the foundations are solid. You know, you feel really blessed because you have the truth. You know, you're not blinded. You're not a reprobate. You're not double-minded. You know, you're on a solid doctrine with like-minded fellow brothers from Apostle Tahar on down, and you embracing it and applying it. And because you have the spirit from your power of the spirit of power, Yahawashi, to apply it and to actually, you know, show your faith by your works, you know, that's putting you on a solid platform, man. Or you in a solid, solid situation in the chief. Because remember, what's that? There's like a certain. I'm looking at one right now too. There's a structure that looks like this, and there's different pieces all the way around it. But in reality, it's a beautiful thing because that one chief cornerstone in the very, very middle is the sole reason why the structure is standing up, and that's Yahawashi, man. And that solid chief cornerstone is what we need in order to have a house that's very, very solid spiritually. We need Yahawashi. And so when you under this doctrine and you rocking through the spirit and power of Yahawashi on one accord with the apostles on down, because it says right here, it says 20, it says, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, right? So that's like a really good structure. And now to top it off, to make this thing really, really sweet and straight up, you need what? Yahawashi the Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone. Beautiful. You want to be on that foundation. And it says, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto a holy temple in the Lord Yahawashi, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of Yahawashi through the Spirit. That is those are beautiful scriptures, man. And that's what you want to be. You know what I mean? And like I said, like, you know, brothers should be, you know, throughout Yahawashi for even allowing you to be on this platform, because, or to be in this house that's built upon a rock, which I'm gonna bring that out. You know, there's many houses, there's many platforms, there's many situations, but there's only one true platform, and that's Yahawashi. And if you on this platform, man, you know, it's looking real good for you. You know, it's looking real good for you. What's that? I had something written down. I had Matthew 7. 24 and 25. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. It's beautiful. See, that's what I was getting into. If you follow the ways of Yahawashi, and you actually, you know, you're applying this thing, you know, even Yahawashi said himself that you didn't build your house on a rock. And building your house on a rock, which we just discussed, is something that's really solid and very pretty much guaranteed. It's not going to fall. It's going to be pretty much something substantial. And it says 25, and the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Beautiful. And who's that rock? Yahawashi. So if you actually rocking with Yahawashi, there's nothing that's going to make you fall or stumble, because you have this. You have the Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Period. It's just straight like that. You know, that's going to be your shield and buckler, like David would say. In 26, it says, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And you know, shoot, you can build something really nicely, and then a water can just rush on it and destroy it from just, you know, that one little hit on it. But if your house is on a rock and water run on it, well, it's just going to run off. You know what I mean? And it says 27, and the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Right? I just said that, like I just, as a spirit, I was just talking about how water can go right over that little sand project you had, and it's over. It's over. And that's this, and what is that? That's Christianity. That's the philosophies of Esau. That's Jehovah. That's saying that, you know, the names is Jehovah or Yahweh or Ahaya or Yeshua or Yahshua. Any believing in those type of things, or you a Muslim or any of those things, is building your house on sand. And those philosophies and different religions will fall, and very, very soon. They will fall. They're not real. They're not real gods, and they all stem from the scriptures in some way. Let me read that again. In 27, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Right. Because and then that's, you know, you could look at that in Esau as well. You know, this is Esau's kingdom in Babylon. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, so the kingdom is definitely right now is for Esau. But look at it like this though. Look at their so-called whore, or, you know, so-called seem to be tender and delicate, which is not anymore. Babylon is some bullshit. But at the end of the day, though, this particular kingdom is built on sand. And what's going to happen is, like it says, and great was the fall of it, right? Because this kingdom is going to get destroyed with ICBM missiles pretty soon. And that's going to be a great fall of Babylon. You know, like not just one, but everything that every nation has. The Lord Yahawashi is going to put the spirit on every country that has an arsenal of nukes. They're not going to save not one situation. They're going to shoot everything they got at Esau. And this particular Babylon, this kingdom, is going to have a great, great fall, because it's built on sand. You know? It's not on the rock. Yahawashi is not dealing with this place. Like it says in Revelation 18, that this place is so wicked that the sins of it has reached up into the heavens. That's not good, man. That's very, very bad. And its destruction is nigh and guaranteed. It's guaranteed to be destroyed, and guaranteed in the near future to be destroyed. This is Amos. It's Amos 9 and 11. It says, in that day, will I raise the tabernacle. And what's tabernacle? Tabernacle is another word for house. Tabernacle of David that is fallen, right? And close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, right? And so that's what the Lord is doing now, is building up that house of David, man. And the house of David is the elect, which the elect is going to be under the ways of Yahawashi, and by doing so, their tabernacle will be built on a rock, because Yahawashi is likened to that chief cornerstone, which is the main rock that we need in order to be solid, man. Like how it said that. And that's how this thing gonna go. You know? So I wanted to bring that out, brothers, man. You know, we in good hands, man. As long as you rocking with Bahasham Yahawashi and you sincere in this thing, Lord willing that you could be a part of that number, more than likely, man, more than likely you the elect, man. More than likely, man, you understand the apostles and elders from Great Millstone. You rocking with the doctrine, you preaching, you doing your videos, you on the highways and hedges with the brothers. You actually applying yourself, you giving some effort. More than likely, you the elect, man. More than likely, you know what I'm saying? It's a high possibility, Lord willing. You know what I mean? And you gotta remember, only the elect that's built on that rock is going to do the actions of Yahawashi Yahawashi. So if you're actually doing these things, you're looking pretty good from face value, because we're prisoners of hope here. So we can just hope we can be delivered and be part of that number. But it's looking pretty good if you're actually executing these actions to try to please Yahawashi Yahawashi in the best way you can. So I'm gonna say this though, brothers, just vainly speaking, but also comfort as well, because through faith I believe. I'm like this with it, and also with you other brothers that's out there sincere in this thing. If you represent this house that's on a rock, and you get beamed up, I believe it's okay to be, I saw that coming. You know what I mean? You're gonna be very grateful. You're gonna be very grateful and rejoicing. You're gonna be in a really, really beautiful situation. But if you get beamed up and you're doing these things, I believe brothers should be feeling like that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of brothers that I know, Lord willing, could be a part of that number. But from my perspective, there's a lot of brothers where I can actually say, and I know other brothers can say the same thing about what their different situations are with other brothers. That there's certain brothers that I'll be like, if this brother ain't part of the elect, then I don't know who is. Brothers are humble, they out here, you know what I mean, they doing what they supposed to do. I'm sitting there like, if this brother get beamed up, that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, he got beamed up, like, wow, like he's one of those guys. I'd be sitting there like, I wouldn't, like, I'm gonna do that and be happy for the brother, Lord willing, I could be a part of that. But then I'm saying in general though, there's so many brothers that's so sincere in this thing, that's really doing their thing, and genuine, that certain brothers get beamed up, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'd be like, oh, all right, well, yeah, I figured he was. Like, okay, cool, great. Boom, then on to the next chapter of your life, which is going to be forever. But hey, man, Lord willing, man, it's a beautiful thing that we in, man. This house on the rock, brothers, is, it's a really beautiful thing, man. It really is, man. You brothers need to really ponder on spiritual power, change bodies, you know what I mean? The kingdom, man, Yahawashi, first things first, getting salvation, getting beamed up on a chariot. Man, the things we believe in are miraculous, man. The Lord put a spirit on us to believe this shit that we're into. You put Jake and you talk to 2/3 of our people about the house on the rock and Yahawashi and everything that comes with this, man. They gonna look at you like you crazy. They gonna look at you like you crazy, because our people are so carnal, man. They don't even consider, But hey, man, count yourself brothers blessed, man. Especially the fact that you believe and you haven't seen, pursuing to John 20 and 29, what goes into Thomas, So I brought this out as edifying to you brothers, man. Lord willing, a little quick hit. I'm gonna give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, qadash. Yahawah, he is to be, exists, Bahasham in the name, and the only begotten Son, the Lord and Savior. Yahawashi, Bahasham in the name, and the Holy Spirit of the qadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders on the street from GMS. Blessing to the Akima there preaching his word with horror to sincerity. Blessing to the 144,000, 1/3 entirely, the first fruits kingdom of heaven, the house of David, the Biaf that would die. And shalom to you brothers out there speaking different tongues and looking different nations. Shalom to you brothers.